Austin, Texas is known for many things. Its creativity, live music, tech companies, festivals, and a skyline in constant change. As Austin continues to be one of the fastest growing metros of its size, how can it hold on to the community that keeps it weird?
It can be hard to keep calm while driving on I-35. That traffic can get to the best of us.
The Austin we know today is a lot different from Austin 20 years ago. In 1997, downtown wasn't a destination, and it certainly wasn't a place where a lot of people lived.
What's frustrating is just the structure of Austin, not necessarily prepared for this type of growth, like those other cities we were mentioning that are already at that 1 million mark.
Austin suffers from its own popularity. So when you always get the headline and you're always the coolest kid at the party, you don't necessarily look at what's not working. And to be real honest, there's a lot that's not working in Austin right now. Income disparities are amongst some of the highest in the country. The price of housing is shocking and skyrocketing. Mobility, getting from east to west at 4 o'clock on any day of the week, is just an absolute nightmare, and there is no reason, given our creativity and our spirit of innovation, that we can't figure these things out.
A lot of happy places in Austin, lots of adventures. What I think makes Austin unique and why I love it is that creative energy. The Skyline has changed and morphed and transformed many times, and that reflects, how much the city has changed. Austin reinvents itself every 7 years, and I think that's a really good way to kind of look at the growth and think about the growth. It keeps the city young, it keeps the city fresh, it keeps the city changing, and these are things that we love about this place.
As Austinites, we are all very committed to our quality of life. And that means that we are really aggressively pursuing innovative programs and initiatives both to strengthen our economy and to protect our environment.
Stevie, get in there. You're helping cut too, Stevie.
3. We just passed a $250 million bond for affordable housing. We're investing in our artists and our musicians. We look at what the problems are for people to live here, and we target our solutions for that.
Creativity is such a part of our DNA, and I think it has a real role to play in the evolution of Austin and the evolution of Austin as a smart city. We're in the era of connected technology. We can actually synchronize traffic lights and use data and AI, artificial intelligence, and IoT, the Internet of Things, to help us solve some of these problems, but it takes a willingness. Things are changing, and I think we as individuals have to evolve with that.
Austin has all the right ingredients when creativity, community, and technology converge. But the challenge becomes preserving the appropriate balance in the face of rapid growth.
This came out of MIT also. Nicholas Negroponte, I think, coined the term. He said, don't move atoms, move bits. Atoms are big, heavy things, and bits are massless. So use the internet to travel instead of moving all this flesh around in metal vehicles. In understanding why Austin is what it is today, I would think of 3 big factors. One is it's a state capital. And so that guarantees economic activity no matter what happens. Then there's the University of Texas here. That's 50,000 students right here, 10 blocks from downtown. And that's key. And then the third would be Willie Nelson.
I would describe the genuine Austinite as someone who is involved in some kind of very creative pursuit. Whether that creative pursuit is their pleasure, their passion, or whether they've somehow integrated that pleasure and passion into their business and livelihood. Whether it's someone who's a filmmaker, whether it's someone who's a writer, who's an author, someone who's very, very creative and finds new and different outlets to manifest that creativity. That is Austin in its very, very essence.
Austin is a global hub for innovation and creativity because people come from all around the world and we have a very diverse community here in Austin. I know for sure that the Austin community, especially the startup ecosystem, is very supportive and they really want to see you succeed. That at the end of the day is more valuable than anywhere else you could go.
We're in the fourth industrial revolution globally, so it's not just about what's happening in Austin, it's about what's happening around the world. And you have to get outside of siloed thinking. This age and this era is all about the integration of different sectors working together. So it's not the city's job to solve every problem. It's the city's job to reach out to the private sector, to entrepreneurs, to academics, to the nonprofit and the advocate sector. Everyone can participate in creating the solutions, but if you don't lessen those silos and you don't go outside of that traditional way of thinking, we're not going to get there fast enough. It's just a simple reality.
As cities migrate towards their digital transformation, it's paramount that we have a partnership between the private sector, the public sector, and the educational sector, the academic.
The EVs for School pilot program is a fantastic example of Austin Energy's commitment to provide customer value through community-focused efforts, and we do that with the support of our City Council. So, Council members, thank you. Transportation electrification is a key component to achieve Austin's goal of affordability and net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050.
The great thing about it is it's a partnership. It's a partnership with AISD, it's a partnership with Austin Energy, it's a partnership with ChargePort. Being able to demonstrate this, getting the students involved and the enthusiasm that's going to be behind that, others are going to want to follow.
In today's world, you need artists at the table with technologists. You need design thinkers at the table with students, with engineers. It's much more of a melding of creativity as opposed to a siloed approach. Companies with solutions are literally blocks away. We have the answers to these questions. It just takes an open-mindedness and moving toward a new way of addressing the challenges.
When I started my journey here in Austin, I wasn't really sure because I had just moved to Austin. I didn't really know anybody in the startup community, but by just putting myself out there and plugging myself into really working or finding the right people, it all just came together.
For many people, their first taste of Austin is coming to South by Southwest in March. Austin is a central part of their growth and development.
The challenges are not in the future, they're in real time. They're already here, and we as residents are already experiencing that. They're going to double. Austin's not going to stop being a wonderful place to be that attracts everyone, but we have to embrace new ways of thinking so we're not displacing the people that created this special city in the first place.
Austin's skyline might be uncertain, but certainly with a willingness of communities, we can all make the Austin we want to see. And as we create the future together, the major question left is, how will we keep the heart and soul of the city alive?
Might want to take that again.